What up? It's Casper. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Nacho Libre. The movie Nacho Libre is a 2006 movie. It's rated PG and it's an hour and 32 minutes. Directed by Hess. And shout out to Hess because he's actually credited as one of the writers as well. Starred by Jack Black and he plays the character Nacho. Also throughout the movie you'll hear the name Ignacio. Plays a monk in this movie in Mexico. Makes the food in the morning for the mission where all the kids live at, and I guess where they go to school at as well. Also ends up in this movie trying to become a wrestler, a Mexican wrestler. His character goes through a lot of moments just dealing with new people that come into his life, and him dealing with one of the nuns that ends up being transferred to the mission he works at and lives at. He's trying to actually be undercover as this Mexican wrestler, so throughout this whole process he's trying to learn how to wrestle to bring back money to help the kids at the mission. So that's what the movie is about. Started off by saying I really enjoyed the soundtrack. The choices for this movie, I can tell that it wasn't too many songs for the soundtrack. You will hear the same song played throughout the whole movie. They enjoyed that they didn't have to reach out for other mainstream songs or a certain trendy song to make this movie flow. Good song selection for the soundtrack. Camera direction, I really enjoyed how simple it was. I really like how the camera direction made Jack Black shine in this movie. Jack Black has so many moments in here that made you laugh through his posture, his line presentation, and straight facial mannerism through every character that he deals with in this movie. His interaction with every character was just straight on point. Camera direction did show the heritage and the vibe from being in Mexico. Enjoyed how the camera captured the mission and that you can walk along with the camera and see certain angles from the mission. It didn't do too much on trying to focus in one area, so you could see Jack Black's character in his room in the mission, him living there, and then you could see the kids as well being together in the mission. So the camera direction really had a great presentation to show the whole story and the whole vibe of what they're pushing for this Nacho Libre world. Jack Black in this movie is one of my favorite performances because of how funny it is. This was a movie, if you haven't watched in a very long time and then you rewatch it, like, you know it's comedy, but then when you watch it again, Jack Black just shines. And even from the beginning, very hilarious how it starts and he's giving out the food to the kids. He's trying to hold that presentation of the food looks disgusting, I'm pretty sure it smells. The interaction with the kids, see how depressed they are, but even from the beginning, the whole environment is very funny and out of nowhere with Jack Black, and that's why you can see that Jack Black's gonna take this movie over. I was very shocked with his Spanish in this movie. Sometimes he was talking in Spanish, and then obviously he's gonna make me laugh with his dialogue in here, but a lot of moments in here that shocked me and stuff. He did his stunts for the wrestling stuff, obviously people behind the scenes to choreograph the wrestling scenes with Jack Black. You can just tell that he had help, and it was cool to see that he did some of them. Here and there might have been a stunt double. The wrestling in this movie is just, it's comedy, it's cheesy, but it's not like crazy action or you're seeing people doing crazy backflips. Very simple for this PG level. Jack Black was holding his own in here. The monk look was hilarious. The interaction and his duties being at that mission was funny. With his lines, you know that he's from that mission and he's been there for a very long time. He ends up dealing with the skinny character Escalito. You can see that Jack Black's character definitely from the mission, and he's trying to put that vibe onto him. Very funny too. And then when he becomes the Mexican wrestler and he's trying to hide it from the other monks and then hide it from the kids, and then the sister in here, the nun, very funny with Jack Black's lines in every scenario he's in. Did a good job on casting Jack Black. Jack Black's presentation and enthusiasm, his moments on where to shine. He knew his moments on where to click. That's how cool Jack Black's comedy is. It's very simple, but it's very hilarious. When he's singing with the mariachi band, that scene was improvised, and to know that that was improvised, very hilarious that he came through with that on the spot. So that's how dope this presentation and this character is. Jack Black's acting and his whole vibe made me feel like other characters could be comfortable in their acting as well. You could see that the kids looked up to him in this movie when he was a wrestler, and then when he was, you know, that monk slash teacher slash person who helped with the food and get the food together. Every character in here, it felt very natural. Character Escalito is played by Héctor Jiménez. Great compliment to Jack Black's character. He comes out of nowhere in here. Very funny how they introduce him. His intelligence level, his lines, the writing in here for him were straight on on point and enjoyable as well. He was a character that was shining with Jack Black. You just appreciated both of them being together. A lot of moments between them two that surprisingly just make you laugh. Escalito, you can see his growth in this movie as well, from just being in the streets, being that character that has to walk with Jack Black and hear Jack Black and then deal with what Jack Black's trying to do. So their adventure in this movie adds to the movie and this makes it very funny. Wish they added more adventure with each other, but the scenarios in here when they're pissed off at each other and then when they're happy with each other is enough, but I do wish they had a little bit more moments with each other. But on point duo, really enjoyed that character. The nun is played by Ana de la Reguera. She plays the character Sister Encarnacion. The whole look for her was great, so shout out to the costume design. They did a good job on making every character look very presentable, and with the sister in here, she did a good job and the look was believable. Her lines, she did have that innocent look, so that's why I'm like, dang, posture was great. There was nothing wrong or off about her. The character Ramses in here is another Mexican wrestler in this movie. He's played by Cesar Gonzalez. Real quick with him, presentation was believable because he's actually a real Mexican wrestler. He did pass away during one of his wrestling matches, so that's pretty insane and sad to hear about that. The look was dope and really cool that he was part of this movie. One of the characters that I liked that didn't have too much screen time, but I enjoyed when he was there here and there, was the character Chancho. Whenever he was presented on the screen, it brought that adorableness to the movie. So with his character, you saw the kids' perspective on what they do on a daily basis. So good lines and good presentation with him. Really enjoyed that. This movie has great characters. The adventure for this whole movie is awesome. The runtime is perfect and a good flow, very enjoyable, and it's very funny how Jack Black's character Nacho Libre never won a match this whole movie till the final match. I really enjoyed this rewatch. So after my watching the movie Nacho Libre out of 10, I'm gonna have to give the movie a 9 out of 10. That's my movie review for the movie Nacho Libre. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.